Hi everyone, my name is Tanya. And if you think I live a slow living lifestyle, don't be fooled by these cinematic shots. I'm a full-time working mom of two, and sewing is something I fit into the little blocks of time I can find. In this video I'll show you how this airy summer dress came together, one evening at a time. On day one I taped my pattern pieces together and cut the fabric. One day I'll have bigger space and maybe dedicated sewing room with a cutting table, but today is not that day, so the floor will do. I cut the lining pieces and the second collar and cuff directly from the outer fabric pieces. On day 2 I started assembling the bodice. Since the fabric is very lightweight, I decided to make it double layered. I folded the front bodice pieces in half, pinned them along the fold, marked the point where the slit would end. I raised mine by about an inch compared to original. Then I stitched it up to the mark and gave it a very good press. It's a very simple technique, but it gives a neckline a really clean finish. Next I joined the shoulder seams, first on the outer bodice and then on the lining. I finish all the raw edges inside the bodice on my serger. This prevents them from fraying while washing. Day 3 was all about the color. I simply followed the pattern instructions. First I stitched the upper long edge and understitched the seam allowance to the undercollar. Then I joined the two short ends together. I attached the collar to the dress, matching all the notches and aligning it with the center back. I also stitched the second line of stitching along the seam. It's something I always do in places where I can't use my serger. It helps keep the seam allowances from fraying over time. Then I trimmed away the excess seam allowance. Day 4 is all about side seams and attaching the skirt. I used French seams technique throughout the dress. First I sew wrong sides together using a tiny zigzag. Then I cut seam allowances and stitch right sides together with a regular straight stitch. The side with the invisible zipper needed a slightly different approach. I finished the seam allowances with my serger for about the length of the zipper. Below that I switched back to a French seam. On day 5 I sew invisible zipper. I start by marking the point on the zipper where the pull sits when it's fully closed. Then I pinned one side of the zipper to the seam allowance of the dress. The section above the zipper, all the way up to the armhole, will be sewn as a regular seam. After stitching the first side, I close the zipper and mark the point where the waist seam is. This little step helps the seam line up perfectly on both sides of the zipper. Before sewing the entire second side, I stitch only around the waist seam and check my work. If everything lines up perfectly, I finish sewing the rest of the zipper. As a little treat for myself, I decorated the zipper tape with French lace. Day 6 is sleeve day. First, I prepare the cuffs following the pattern instructions. Then I pin the sleeves into the armholes, carefully matching the underarm seam to the dress's side seam and the sleeve cup to the shoulder seam. I ease a little extra fullness into the sleeve cup by hand, securing everything with pins. Then I hand base the sleeve before stitching it in place on the sewing machine. Finally, about a week later, I found the time to sew a slip. I only had 1.5 yards of pure silk for it, also from Fashion Fabrics Club. I didn't quite get the spaghetti straps the way I wanted, but in the end it worked out well, even if it wasn't quite as perfect as I imagined. This dress took me over a week to finish, not because it was difficult, but because that's simply what life allowed. So don't wait for the perfect time to sew. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time.
Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a crazy love, moving through